Hi guys, Jess Aiken here with Wedding Company of Williamsburg. I am so excited to be sharing with you today what Aisle Planner can do. With your 2-month out wedding package with us, we always want to provide you with Aisle Planner from day one of your wedding contract. So this is going to be a great way to navigate through so that you hopefully don't have questions as to how to navigate and how to do things within Aisle Planner. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So this is your dashboard system that you're going to see as you come to your overall dashboard. Each time that you sign in, you'll get a login and you hit sign in, and this is what it will bring you to. Now, one thing I do want to be clear on is this area right here, the preparation, will actually not be on your screen, but due to it being on my client side and my dashboard, you're seeing a few different things that you normally wouldn't see. So as we go through this today, I'll be kind of explaining what you will and what you will not see. So, your planning process. This actually correlates with your checklist, which we'll be getting to in just a moment, but it's going to show you how your planning progress is throughout the entire process of your planning. Now, keep in mind with the 2-month out package, we do not include a general timeline as to how things should be done and when they should be done, because based on when you're signing with us, it could be 8 months from your wedding, or it could be 6 months from your wedding, or it could be over a year. So we have actually gone in and we've uploaded the items that we will be helping you with, so that way you can see the process of how we are doing and the progress that we have completed along the way. We also have over here your guest list. So Bethany and Will, this is just a templated version of the dashboard system that we put together. They only have 24 confirmed guests and they are waiting on 12. So a small wedding, yours might be 100 and 150, but hopefully this will still show you what you're going to be doing. Up here, you're going to see how many days you have until your wedding. Hopefully that will be not stressful and you will actually enjoy seeing how many days to go. Anything that you have that you need to go ahead and be doing, so your planner will actually assign to you the items that you need to do. So whether it be you need to upload your templated guest list, or maybe it's that you need to work on your seating chart, or maybe they're waiting for you to complete your timeline questionnaire. They're going to put that as an assigned item to you, and you're going to see it all through here on my to-dos. Now, if the groom logs in, they're going to have different to-dos than the bride based on what has been assigned by the planner. The planner will also see what is related to them and what they need to be doing. So if you as a planner, if you as a bride have gone ahead and decided that you want the planner to do something, go ahead and assign that task to them and they will receive notification. Down here, important items, this is if you wanted to go ahead and set up an invoice so that you have payment reminders for yourself within this program. It's a really great way and a really great tool to use and keep everything all together, but I will show you how you'll be doing that, but this is not something that your planner will be working with you on in the 2-month out package. So let's go ahead and get started with your review. So here, anytime that you are going through this navigation system and you want to get back to your main dashboard, you can go ahead up here to the top and you can actually click your name here and it will say My Dashboard rather than User Settings and Log Out. So you can get back pretty easily that way. So let's start with your checklist. So again, in this example, this is showing the assignments overview only. So me, you're going to see me, Jess, as the planner. This is what I need to do. So I need to review how to navigate through Aisle Planner. Once I've completed this, and we'll go ahead for giggles today, I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's going to go ahead and go away. So it's going to show you that you've completed that, and it will go into your full checklist of completed items. If Will, the groom, has already compiled his guest list, he can go ahead and check that off. If he hasn't, then it can stay that way. Same with Bethany, she has a lot to do. You can always click over the full checklist. Now, this is going to be a general idea of what the full checklist will be, but as I mentioned, your planner is going to go ahead and tell you the things that we will be helping you with. If you personally want to add items in here, you are more than welcome to from day one. We're happy to allow you to do it. It's whatever you prefer, but just know that you will only have your wedding planning category in here along with what we will be doing with you. If you ever want to go ahead and look at this in a different way, you can click on View Options. And if you're nervous about seeing when the things are due, you can actually click Due Date and it will change as to what the due date is, which is really wonderful. If you've started completing a lot of the items or your planner has completed a lot of the items, you might want to click Hide Completed and that will only show you the items that are left. So it's very helpful. If you're a print kind of person, I know a lot of parents out there want to go ahead and print. And hey, every once in a while we get a bride and groom that want to do the same. You can click on this right here and you can actually download it as a PDF and you can include details or hide completed items. So if you didn't want to hide the completed items, you would uncheck. If you wanted to not include details, then you could unclick that. Just so you know, details are going to be anything that falls within under a category. So currently you will see here where it says review officiant options. This would still show up even if you take out include details. However, if you included details, anything that was a note within the officiant options, which you don't even see one because there's not a note, would not be included. So that's a really good overview of how you can do it. So that's checklist. Moving on, we're going to go to your calendar. So this is a really great program, and we've had so much feedback on this Aisle Planner program, and a lot of people like to use it, but maybe sometimes you use a different calendar. So maybe you have an Outlook or you have a Gmail calendar and you want to use that. You are more than welcome to do that. In order to do that, what you can do is you can actually click right here. And it's going to say you can subscribe to this calendar in your favorite calendar application by copying the following URL. So you're going to go ahead and copy this URL and you can upload it into your Outlook calendar or any other program. A lot of those programs are going to be different as to how you upload that calendar, so I can't give you the exact instructions, but your planner can help you with this if this is something that you prefer to do. What we're finding a lot of our couples are doing are they're just kind of keeping this dashboard system to themselves, and they're going to keep all of their planning information in here so that when they log in, it's all good. Now keep in mind, when you do put anything in this calendar, those to-do items are going to show up on your main dashboard. So again, this is another way that you can get back to your main dashboard. If you click on the picture, it's going to take you to this area. So if you have any important to-dos or important items coming up, that's where they are going to show up here. So it's very helpful. So we'll go back into the calendar. All you need to do is if you want to add something, so if, say tomorrow I have a tasting, I could double click and I could say I have a menu tasting, and I can even put the resort or wherever it is I'm going. I can say if it's an all-day event, I can put the time. I can also put notes like remind the venue coordinator that there will be 4 of us. So you can really do anything you want. So now if we go ahead and we go back to this main view here, you're going to see that you have a menu tasting. So it's going to show you all the items that are coming up, which is wonderful. It really puts it all in one place. So that's your calendar. The other thing you can do is you can click View Options. If you don't want to see your calendar events, you could take everything off. So say you're only trying to look at your timeline information or your checklist items or your payments, then you can unclick and kind of put whatever way you would like to see it. If you're the kind of person where Sunday is not, according to you, is not how you start the week, then you can go ahead and change to whatever day it is that you want to start the week on. So hopefully that is helpful for you. So that is calendar. Here you're going to have your wedding timeline. Now keep in mind, we're not going to release your wedding timelines to you until the rough draft has been made. So from your 8 to 6 week mark out, that's when you're filling out your timeline questionnaire, which comes from a different program called 17 Hats. Your planner, as well as myself, Jess, will send you your timeline questionnaire via email. You can go ahead and submit that online. And then once you submit that, your planner is going to get working on your actual timeline. All the timelines we do are very different. We do have a master wedding timeline, and then you're also going to click on here and you'll see that there are a bunch of other timelines that we will have. So the DJ timeline will be in there, the photographer timeline will be in there, the florist timeline. We do a vendor timeline for each one. In this case, because this is a demo only, you're only seeing the master timeline, but just so you know, to get to the other timelines, that's exactly what you would do. You would click on the other timelines and they'll show up through here. So you'll see on here, we're going to include all of our notes. We're going to talk about, different notes that are important. So if there's food and wine tasting, dinner service, and we want to add anything in there, we can go ahead and do that. This really is something more of what your planner is going to do, but there are going to be times where we ask you to review it. So if your wedding planner asks you to please go review your timeline, this is what you'll be doing. Please refrain from adding notes into this, only because we really have to keep track of everything, and we're constantly in touch with your vendors, and we want to make sure we don't miss anything. So if you ever have questions about your timeline, you can go ahead and just email your planner or give them a call, text, whatever works for them and your communication, and get those kinds of things taken care of. Again, if you're a paper person and you want to see this in a print format or in a PDF because you're just not able to see it too well in here, you can click on this little button over here. Again, include item notes. Your item notes in this would be anything that's kind of grayed out below. And then if you want to include responsible parties, which I'll be honest with you, we typically don't really assign responsible parties for each area, but if we did, you could include this, and then you could download it as a PDF, and then you can print it out very easily. You can also click on here where it says filtered view. So if you wanted to look at what just has to do with catering, you could click on the catered filtered view and everything comes up, which makes it very nice. So again, you're going to have different timelines for that, and it's going to help quite a bit. You can also do just a client view. So if the planner doesn't want you to see the planner view, then they can require that you go to the client filtered view only. But typically, if they're doing that, they're not going to release the overall timeline, and you're not going to have access to this. So typically speaking, you're going to go ahead and just see this master timeline. So that's that. Now we're going to go into your guests. So this is the really, really awesome part about Aisle Planner. This is where you can manage all of your groups, manage all of your guests, and also assign seating, which we'll get to in just a minute. Now, when you get your Aisle Planner, none of these people are going to be here. And so in order for you to upload your guest list, if you already have them in Excel, you can go ahead and click Add Guest. You can either add them individually, so you could type in John Doe, and you could say that John Doe has 2 children, and you could say that he's part of Bethany's family. If you wanted to go ahead and create that, you could click Create Guest Party. So now you'll see that John Doe has been created. So he's somewhere down here. And then you're also going to be able to do an import guest list, which is what most of our couples do. So if you click on import guest list, it's going to give you this right here. You can actually do download by the party template or download by individual template. So if you already have an Excel spreadsheet and maybe it's divided into different families, friends, those kinds of things, you can download by the party template and then transfer all those items into that template. Or you can go ahead and download by the individual template and go ahead and kind of upload all of your individuals. Or you can go ahead and browse and upload your guest list by dragging it there. I will tell you it works best if you do use their templates. I've had some issues where if I didn't use their templates, there were some problems. So I would definitely recommend downloading this and then uploading it back. So that's how you would do that. So once you've uploaded, now in this particular time, everyone's been uploaded. Now you're seeing this in a card view. Some people might not like this card view, but what you can do is if you wanted to click on James and Lisa, it's going to give you all their information. It's going to tell you all their different allergies, their reception, information of what they've chosen for their meal, if they need a wheelchair and high chair. If you wanted to say Leslie Ann needs a high chair and you want to say may not sit still and may have to go to babysitter room, you could also do that. So it makes it really, really wonderful. You can also say if a gift has been received or a thank you has been sent. So this is a program that can be continued to use kind of leading up to the day. Now, please know we do discontinue your use following the wedding, usually within 4 weeks of your wedding. If you want us to keep it open, let us know and we'll make arrangements for that. But just please know that that's how we do that. So if you wanted to add all of that information, you can do that very easily that way. If you don't like this view, then what you can do is you can click Change View and you can say Individual Guests. So now you can look at each individual guest. You can also do it as a list. So if you want to look at the different lists, this is the uploaded Excel document that you have uploaded. So if this is kind of more your view and you like this better, then you can do it this way. You can also do it by the guest parties. So if you wanted to do a list, but you want to do it by the guest parties, you can also enter that way. Personally, I find that it's the best to do individual guests as I'm taking RSVPs and that kind of thing. So again, you can add your different meals, which I'll show you in just a moment on how to do that, but you can select if they are doing chicken, steak, children's meal, vegetarian, no meal, and then again, if there are any issues, you can say high chair needed. You can also say gluten intolerant, nut allergy, all that good stuff. You can also say what their role is. So if they're a guest of honor, if they're matron of honor, junior groomsman, flower girl, any of that you can really put in there. They have pretty much everything. If they're attending, you can put attending. If they've declined, you can click declined. A-list versus B-list versus C-list. So this is really good for when you are doing your invitations. A lot of times we tell people, have your A-list. Those are the people you know no matter what are going to be coming. Your B-list are going to be the people that if A-list say no, you're going to them second. And then the C-list is, well, you'd love to have them. Maybe it's that friend that you would die to have at your wedding, but unfortunately you just family comes first and your cousins come first and you can't have them. So maybe they're on a different wait list. So that will hopefully give you a general idea of how many are on the A list, B list, and C list. The other thing that you can do is this RSVP number. This is actually what we recommend when you're sending out your RSVP response cards. On the back bottom corner, you can actually put in these numbers so that you know it correlates to the actual response. So say James and Lisa forgot to write their names. When you get that card back and on the back it says 102, you know that it was James and Lisa and they messed up. So you can go ahead and contact them. Again, if you want to go ahead and include high chair, you can do that here. Wheelchair here, you can do that too. So you don't have to do the other way that I had showed you earlier when we were in the card view. You had clicked on them and then you had them as a whole family. You do not have to do it that way if you don't want to. So that hopefully will help you. And it also will tell you if they're going to each event that you're having, which will hopefully help you. In order to add your meals, I'm going to go ahead and change back to the list view because that's personally how I like it. You can also, before I move forward, you can also click on the different categories if you want to sort it by a different way. And this is how you add your meal options. So if you're having a plated dinner, then all you do is you simply click on event info and options. You come down here where it says reception meal options. You can click add and you could say, let's see what's not already on here. We could say fish. So it automatically counts for you, which is wonderful. And if it says no meal, then you know that there is no meal, which is a really great thing. You can also see how many you're awaiting the response. So your planner can constantly check in on you on this, and that's really wonderful. It also is going to tell you up here how many are confirmed, how many are awaiting response, and how many have declined. The other fun part is from day one, again, if you're doing this kind of on your own, and again, your planner can see everything, but just in case you're doing this on your own, if you upload your list, it's actually going to tell you, it can read how many parties you have / households, and it will tell you how many invitations they think you should order and how many you should order as an extra in case you need that. So it's very helpful. The other thing that you can do for this is if you want to go ahead and click this button here, you can click Final Guest List Report, which is going to give you a final report. You can do VIP guests, which are only going to pull the people who are the big roles. I know as a planner, I personally enjoy when you do put the different roles because I need to know who your VIPs are. I care about who your VIPs are, and it actually will pull what table they're at, all the different notes about them and who they are and their names. So it does help a little bit. And say you're just like, hey, I really can't use this very well. I really just want to put it back into a spreadsheet. You can also export it as a guest spreadsheet. So it's very helpful. Lots of different ways that you can do this. It will quickly download and you can print them out as well. If you are doing a rehearsal dinner, brunch, all those things, you can add a new event. You could put event name, you could put welcome reception And you could hit create event, and then again, you can upload a whole new list to this. So that way, if you are working on multiple events, you don't have to worry about it. So that is your guest list. You can also manage groups. So if you have, say, it's Will's family, Bethany's family, Will's friends, Bethany's friends, and then maybe you have Will's parents' friends, you could also click new and say Will's parents' friends. So now we've added them, and that will be another group that you can add on there. So it makes it pretty wonderful. So now we're going to go ahead and get into seating. So in our seating area, it's a really wonderful tool. This is going to allow you to drag and drop all of the guests that you've uploaded and put them at their assigned tables. As you can see, this couple, they've decided to do Paris for table 1, London for table 2, and so forth. So they've already started kind of the process of grabbing those people from the right and dragging and dropping, but it makes it a very easy way to keep up with your seating chart rather than trying to figure it out in Excel or print, and so it helps quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead, say we want to go ahead and fill up Honolulu table. So maybe we've got down here, let's go ahead and we're going to add Aaron, Harlow, and Cash. So to do that, all we do is we come over to this guest list, and again, this is the same guest list that you've uploaded. You're going to go ahead and you're going to add Aaron Nelson. You just click, hold down, drag and drop. That's all you do. Say you made a mistake and you don't want Cash to be part of it. All you have to do is click and drag Cash back off, and you can see that his check mark has gone away, meaning that he's no longer on there. But for this example, we're going to go ahead and put him back on. So say table 4 is a pretty small table and you only have a few more people you want to add. So let's go ahead and just add a couple more people to the table. All right, so we've added everyone. We really don't feel like we need any more than 8 people, so we can go ahead and click this minus button, and it'll only show that we have 8 people at that table. So it makes it really nice. Again, you can always drag and drop as you want, but once you've completed this and you know that this is what you want, go ahead and let your planner know, and they can go ahead and pull the list. The great thing here is at the top, say you had 24 confirmed guests, 39 total. This shows you that you are still waiting on those other guests, so things could still change, which is great. If you had 39 people in total that you knew were coming and they weren't already on there, then you're going to see that they don't have a check by them. The great thing is too, once again, you can download this as a PDF if this is what you really would like. If you don't want to include the full guest list and you only want to include those who've been assigned, you can also do that and click download seating as a PDF. The other nice thing is you can also do this as a ceremony seating. So for us, we really like to put the actual label on each seat for those who really matter, who are your VIPs, so parents and those kinds of things. So what we've done here is we've done a first row left side facing the front from the aisle and a first row right side facing the front from the aisle. Now know that your planner at 8-week mark out will add this to your aisle planner. So this will be an option for you, and to get there, all you have to do is click where it would say reception would be your main one. You'd click on here and click ceremony seating. You can also always add an additional seating list if there was some other seating list that was very important to you, or if you wanted to do a brunch, a welcome reception that your planner wasn't really helping you with, maybe you could add a new seating list for that. So that's how you do that. Now we're going to get to the really awesome part that I think is my favorite part of aisle planner. So it is your contact sheet. So here we have all of our contacts that we've already included. So this should be blank for you from the day that you start aisle planner. The only person that will be included is us as Wedding Company of Williamsburg, which I haven't done yet, but I'm going to show you how I do that. So for me, if I wanted to add a contact that I haven't worked with, you could go ahead and click Add Contact. Now this area right here will not be showing up for you. It's only showing up for me because again, in the planner, I own the program and I can actually browse through the contacts that I have You, on the other hand, will only have new contact name, and then you can choose the planning category that they're associated with, and then you can click this contact is booked if you have booked them, and you can click add contact. So for this example, let's go ahead and add our planner. So we're going to go ahead now for this example, I'm going to go ahead and fully type it out even though it just popped out. This is just because, again, we've already done this. So I'm going to go ahead and add Wedding Co. of Williamsburg, LLC. The planning category that it's going to fall within is that's the wedding planner. We're going to go ahead and say that you've booked us. You think we're great. You've gone ahead and you've booked us. So we're going to click that they are booked. If you are looking at multiple people, then you can actually unclick this. So say you wanted mom and dad to look at the different vendors for each category, then you could upload each vendor as well. But in this case, we're just going to go ahead and click that they're booked. And we're going to click add contact. Once you add, this is all by alphabetical order. So I'm going to go ahead down to the bottom. As you can see, for the people that are booked, it shows booked, whereas if they're not booked, it's showing considering. So obviously this couple, they've done their homework. They've gotten their beauty taken care of, their catering, their florals, their photography, the rentals, the venue, the planner. Everything's really set, but they're still working on their cake. So they're kind of taking a look and deciding what's going to work best for them. But again, for today, we're going to go ahead and go down to wedding planner. So once you've added the contact, you can go ahead and click on the contact. And once you do that, you can upload information here. So if you were working with us in a different capacity, this would all be done for you, but as a 2-month out coordination package, you are going to upload the information yourself. Now again, Wedding Company of Williamsburg, when it is in your file, will already have this information, but again, this is just showing you an example. So once you've added the contact, what you can do is you could add notes. You could say, Mom, I already booked Jess and the planner. Really excited to work with them. Now this area right here is going to automatically save. So I just entered that in. I really don't have to do anything. If I click back on my all contacts, that information is going to show right here. So any information that you write in that note section is going to show right there. So let's go back into the file. We're going to go ahead and enter the information. So general contact information is going to be the general contact information of the company. So say you're working with us and I personally, Jess, am not your planner and you're working with Kayla. We're going to go ahead and put that Kayla is your planner. We'll go ahead and put Kayla's phone number in there and then Kayla's email. Now you can also click type, so if she has multiple addresses, you could put home, and then if you wanted to add another address for her, you could do that as well. Some vendors have multiple communication. We certainly don't, but some do. And then if you wanted to enter the other address, you could put Jessica Wedding Co. of Williamsburg because I'm always your business contact. Then you can also enter our website if you wanted to, so that way you can easily access it anytime. This area over here is really neat. If you wanted to enter a comment about Wedding Company of Williamsburg, so you could say, say the planner reaches out to you and you want to have a discussion with them. Anytime that you enter a comment here, it will notify your planner. So it goes to them via email, which is really fun. I do say work with your planner, figure out what's best for them. But for me, I usually, if I get a comment through here, I'll still answer it back. But say in this case, you wanted to tell your mom how they have uploaded the contract and you've taken care of it. You could actually click enter comment and you could say, Mom, here is the contract that Jess provided me with. You could click enter if you had a bunch to type, or at that point you can just click add. Oh, well, it's saying that you've got to make the first comment. So it's showing you what you can do here, but that's fine. So it's gone ahead and made a comment. So if you wanted to actually upload the contract, you can go ahead and click add to contact. And this is where you can do point of contact. So if Kayla was not already on there, you could click point of contact and this area will pop up so you can add their information. Invoice and payments I'll get to in a moment, but for now we're going to go ahead and enter a file. So we're going to click file, and when you click on file, it's going to open up whatever it is your different things. Obviously, I have a lot on my desktop right now, so please don't judge me. But let's just say we were going to add this screenshot because that's our actual contract. You can go ahead and click on it, click choose. And then anytime that you wanted to revisit this contract, it's here and you can click download and it will automatically download for you, which is wonderful. If you want to go ahead and add your payment information in, which a lot of people do because they want to know where they're at. So in order to get something like this, you have to go into the file and do it yourself. So to do that, I'm going to take you back down to Wedding Company of Williamsburg. Somehow I accidentally unclicked booked, so I'm going to click that back. And I'm going to go ahead and add to contact, and I'm going to click invoice and payments. So say you're paying us the month out coordination fee, which is $2,500. You're going to go ahead and you're going to enter the overall amount. So you want to enter whatever your overall final payment is. So it's going to be $2,500. So if this was the caterer and you know that it's going to be based on the final guest count, you can click pending on final guest count. That way mom and dad know, hey, look, mom and dad, it might change based on the final count. So just know that it's generally this amount, but it could be more. But I'm going to unclick that now because you know that your flat fee is $2,500. If you know that for your initial you need to pay your deposit and your deposit is $1,250, you're going to go ahead and type out $1,250 and you can hit enter, and it's automatically going to bring up whatever the other amount would be. So if your deposit, say, was only $500, it's going to change it to $2,000 is left. If you wanted to add another payment, so maybe it's a photographer and they need 3 different payments, then you could click another $500 and then your final is due. So let's just say in this case, even though this is not the way Wedding Co works, we had to pay $500 initially, $500 a second time, and then $1,500 at the latter end of it. You can actually click on the due date, so you can click when you paid. So say we have already uploaded our stuff, we uploaded our contract, and I went ahead and I paid on Friday. You could go ahead and click that you paid on the 19th. That was when it was due. You went ahead and paid. You can change the date by just clicking on this, so paid on the 19th. And say it was with my check, I could say check number 3456. So I could put in the check number for that. If my next payment is going to be due, say in May, I can go ahead and say May 5th will be the next payment due. And then I can say the last payment will be due, let's just say a little bit before, we'll say the 29th. So all of this is in there now, and when you go back into your contact information, Wedding Co is going to show all of your payments due, which is wonderful. It also, if your payment was coming up, it would be back on your to-do list from what I showed you before, so that will hopefully help you. So again, just showing you how to do that. The great thing as well is once you've added all your contacts, you're going to go ahead, you have a contact sheet. So as you add your contacts, this will automatically pop in and populate as you fill out the information. It's going to say the category, the point of contact, their phone number, their email, their website. And what makes it really easy is if you wanted to click on this email, you could, and it would automatically pop up in your Gmail or whatever your preferred choice of email is, which makes it really great. You can also, if you wanted to download it as a PDF, say your photographer wants to know everything, you can go ahead and download the contact as a PDF and then forward it to them. So it really helps you, and this is what helps us. So as you're working with your planner, you will upload all of your contracts into this. We would highly suggest from day one uploading your contracts as you're getting them because it is a lot of work later on to add, but we certainly understand if this is something that you want to wait until the 8-week mark out, and your planner will work with you to help you get those added, but that is something that we'll need you to do. So wrapping it up, guys. Promise I'm almost there. On your notes list. So this is where we're going to have different notes. We can actually click add new note. You're not going to be able to see on your end add from template. That's just because we are on the planning side. So you can click add new note. And so you could add if you have a packing list. So maybe this is the things that you are going to pack and you want us to set out for you. Maybe this is the packing list that you want to create. So anytime you wanted to go into this, you would go into your notes section, you'd click on packing list, and then you could hit edit, and you can type the additional items that you needed. So I might also need, let's see, bar signage. Okay, and then once we do that, you can hit save. Now keep in mind, before I was showing you when you were adding things into your contact sheet, you didn't have to save. When you are doing a note, you need to save. A lot of times it will automatically save, but I have had notes disappear on me, which has been very frustrating. So go ahead and click save. You can also do it as a category. So if this is for your wedding planner, you can click on that and it will show all things for wedding planner, which is great. And then you can hit done. So there's all of your different lists. So if you go and do your cake and you're like, hey, I want to bring my computer and I want to add the different tasting notes, then you can do that as well. So it keeps really track of all your good stuff. So that's your notes section. The last thing I'm going to show you is your categories. So here on your categories, you can click on any of these items. So if you're going through your planning and you decide you're near the end and you really just want to look at everything that has to do with florals, you can click on the floral button and it's going to show you the different checklist items. Again, for us, we're only going to have wedding planner there, so you're not going to really have that. Then you'll also have floral requests for proposal and then your booking information that you've booked. So anything that has to do with it is going to be in this, which is very helpful. And you can do that for each category, which is pretty nice, we think. And then again, just to remind you, you can get back over here to your dashboard here. The only other thing I'm going to show you today is if you wanted to click so you don't get as many notifications. If you click up here, your name would be here. You'd click user settings. You can actually go ahead and do user preferences, and you can go ahead and say what you want to get access to. So if you want all of your items to come to you in the app, which this is the app. There is actually not a mobile app yet, and they are working on it, but the app means this dashboard system, and you can keep it there. But say I don't want any emails, then I can unclick on all of these, and I will not receive notifications. But say I do want all the notifications, I can actually go down to the bottom and scroll here, and I can say I want to get notifications daily. So you can actually get daily notifications, and those will be sent to your email. We have had some problems where some people have issues with that. If that is the case, let your planner know, and they can help you with that. You can also change if you are on the Pacific time. You can change to Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific, Alaska, you name it. You can put it in there. It makes it really nice. So that way when you're looking at all of this, it really is great for you. So now I'm going to go back into our dashboard system and just kind of show you one other thing. If your planner grants you access, you can click into planning partners and you can add other people. So if you wanted to add a vendor onto this, you could enter their information, you could put their name, their role, and then you can hit add client. And then once you do that, it will actually allow you to send them an email and they can create their own login. In the past, what we have done is we have added all of this for you. So if this is something that you want to add mom and dad to, just let your planner know and they'll be happy to allow you access to either add it yourself or they can add it for you. So again, really wonderful to have access to all of this. You can also limit your access. So say you don't want someone to see everything. Maybe you want to add your florist, but you don't want them to see everything. You just want them to see your contacts and maybe your packing list. Then you can actually put that you want different access. And you do that by clicking on where it says full client access, and you can click the different things that they're not allowed to do, which makes it really easy and fun. So that is your overview of Aisle Planner. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Hopefully, if you have any additional questions, you will get with your planner. But that's all we've got for you today. And happy planning. And we can't wait to be part of your wedding day. Thanks for choosing us. Have a great day.